episode of the Verde Valley Experience. I'm your host, Jennifer Cohen. Well, the holidays have arrived here in the Verde Valley, and with Christmas right around the corner, there are so many things to celebrate. Robin Prudhomme-Bauer, the board member for the Made in Clarkdale, and Greg Jeedy are in the studio to tell us all about their annual event, Made in Clarkdale. That supports and promotes arts education, all kinds of good stuff. That's going to happen December 6th through the 14th. It has a wonderfully expanded list of performance arts and educational events this year, so you'll make sure to check that out. Holly Upright, the executive director of Sedona Main Street program, she's here, and she's going to give us all the details regarding Sedona's tree lighting and their visit from Santa and all the entertainment that happens at that wonderful event that's on December 5th in Uptown, Sedona. Colleen Gilboy, who is today the coordinator for the Cottonwood Christmas Parade, she's going to be here to tell us all about the 60th annual Cottonwood Christmas Parade. Can you believe it? Who doesn't love a parade? I know, I always feel like a kid when someone yells, "Here comes Santa." Oh, how can you not? Sheila Stubler, the park manager for Fort Verde Historic Park, will be here, along with Barbara and David, the volunteers, the Perrymans. They're going to be here to tell us all about the Victorian Christmas that happens at the Fort Verde Historic Park in Camp Verde on December 6th. They've brought wonderful examples of Victorian Christmas ornaments, so you want to stick around, you can get ideas on how to make those. Later, we'll meet up with Bill Cowan in downtown Clarkdale. Bill's going to fill us in all about the 1928 Bank of Arizona robbery reenactment. Now, that's going to be happening in conjunction with the Clarkdale Historic Building and Home Tour, which will be running on December 13th from 9 to 5. Really interesting. They're going to do that 3 times during that day, so make sure you catch one of those. And then we'll finish out our show today with a special reappearance of the Verde Valley's favorite rock star, Christopher Robin. And he'll be joined by an extra special guest, his little brother, Trevor Taylor. He's going to be here. Those boys are going to rock out in the studio, and you can see, no doubt, that rock star genes run strong in that family, so you won't want to miss this, and stick around. Just want to add a little note to thank everyone who's been coming up to me lately and saying that they watched the show. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Charisse, Jose, John, Linda, thank you guys so much for coming towards and saying that you enjoy watching the show. We really, really appreciate everyone out there who's watching the show. So thank you so much for that, and stick around. We're going to get started right off the bat. We have Robin Prudhomme-Bauer, who's a board member for the Made in Clarkdale, and Chairperson Greg Jeedy. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So much,
It's great.
Jennifer.
Thanks for bringing beautiful art.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My daughter heard that you were going to be on the show, and she's like, "They're going to bring art. I want to be there. I love art. Maybe I can make some art." I'm like, no, that's not what this is about. She gets all excited about art, which is great because she's 8.
Yes.
So that's a really wonderful thing.
It's marvelous
to inspire art in people.
Yeah.
And the Made in Clarkdale does just that. I mean, it's a pretty big thing this year.
Yeah, one of our missions is to work and inspire and support art in the students. And we just had our gallery open for the Student Invitational Art Show. That'll be running through December 14th in the Corner Gallery. And it'll be Mingus High School students and Clarkdale Jerome students who are displaying their art.
Wow.
And a few of the pieces will be over in the main show, which runs December 5th through the 14th.
Oh, very cool. What an honor for those young folks to be part of that.
It's great. It's something that we really enjoy, is having the students be a part of our show, this is our 28th annual Made in Clarkdale show. And of course, when Greg said we open on December 5th, that's evening is the big party, the gala opening, and that's like, you have to be there. Yeah. But we encourage people to come during the week, because we have some wonderful performances happening during the week.
I know, it's great. I looked on your website, which is madeinclarkdale.com, very simple, madeinclarkdale.com. You've just music alone on top of your art, and then you've got some wine in there too, which is a very well-rounded event.
Yes, thank you very, very much. And yes, we brought a couple of pieces today to show the kind of art that's going to be in our main show.
Greg, you said you pulled this out of your private collection to show us.
This is a piece by Luke Metz. He's one of the potters that'll be exhibiting, and I bought this piece last year. I couldn't not buy it.
Yeah.
So that's one that we brought down. And then Tommy Bain is one of his paintings.
That'll be
That's
in the show
gorgeous.
this year.
That'll be in the
Yeah.
show this year.
Great color in the desert. I love it.
Yeah, and this one is a painting by Ellie Bauer, and
Wow.
she is my mother.
Wow.
Related to her, but she is also a founder of Made in Clarkdale, one of the founders of Made in Clarkdale. So we're pleased to continue to have her in the show,
Wow.
and showing her work, and so we really like all the pieces. It's a
great.
good variety of artists. We have jewelers, we have ceramicists, we have photographers.
Fiber art, wearable
fiber
art.
artists.
Oh, whoa,
Yes,
great.
And
yes.
this year we've expanded the boutique area, which is the area that artists use to display their smaller pieces, cards, prints, scarves, hats, jewelry, these kinds of things. So that, and they make perfect gifts. And it sort
Hint,
of works, yeah, it sort of works
Hint,
well for the
yes.
season. And then they also, of course, exhibit in the main show.
That's wonderful. And then surrounding that, you're going to have a lot of different musicians
Yes,
tied in with
yes,
the art.
we
Tell us a little
are.
bit about the performance schedule. You have a little
Well,
bit of
we have the first night is going to be Janice Paul, which has been a perennial favorite at Made in Clarkdale. And then the second night, Greg, you can talk about the second
well,
night.
the second nights we have a blues band, the Bottom Line Blues Band
All
playing.
right.
And Sunday, we move to a little bit more of a cerebral thing. From 1 until 3 p.m., Arcosante will be doing a couple of presentations.
Ooh.
And then from 4 to 6 p.m., it's something new for us. It's a poetry slam, hosted by Graham Fox, who runs the poetry slams out of Sedona.
Right.
So that takes care of the weekend. Following week, Thursday and Friday night, Red Earth Theater is going to do a production in-house, 8 actors plus a live band.
Yep.
And then that's Thursday, Friday night, and Saturday night we're doing an acoustical guitar night with 3 acts doing acoustical sets.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And back to the play done by Red Earth. It's called The Wild Party.
Yes.
And I saw it the last time they performed it. One of the most scintillating pieces of theater I have seen in a long time.
We are so excited to have them back this year. It's a great partnership between Made in Clarkdale and Red Earth. And we hear we might see some of the performers gala night in costumes. So if you want to
how
see, I hear
fun.
the costumes are quite intriguing and
yes.
wild.
Totally. It's
It
set
goes
in
with
the
the names.
1920s. So yes, yeah, you gotta love that.
So if you want to see a little preview of some of the costumes, that the actors will be there.
Right.
So
Oh, very
you
good.
know, we're trying to make it the arts in the broadest sense, as we talk about, not just visual arts, but performing arts also.
Right.
And we're open every day, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So for those who work during the day, you can come by and see the show and see what's going on that evening.
Sure.
And I think, you know, the best part of Made in Clarkdale, of course, is the kids.
Yeah.
We do workshops for the kids during the week. They come and artists do the workshops with the kids. We have probably somewhere around 300, 400 kids go do workshops during the week.
Fantastic.
That's marvelous. So if you come during the day, you never know. You might see a workshop going on and you can see what
Very good.
they're doing.
There's
and-
so much going on.
Yes.
It's truly an amazing event that you guys are
Thank
putting
you.
on. Thank you for the work. Check out madeinclarkdale.com. Fabulous website. All the information you need, the list of musicians, everything about the Red Earth Theater production, the Poetry Slam, everything you need to know is on there. Make sure you check it out. It's happening December 6th through the 14th. Robin, thank you so much. Greg, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being here.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Jennifer,
it.
for having
No
us.
problem. And we'll be right back with more Verde Valley Experience, so don't go away.
At Gettle's High Desert Mechanical, rather than do lots of things, we focus on doing one thing right. We serve climate-challenged people. Gettle's starts with a free system evaluation to identify the best AC and heating equipment for your home or business. Professional installation, warranties, and service after the sale. If you're climate challenged, then we're the right choice. Gettle's High Desert Mechanical, the name to trust.
Headaches and back pain are two of the top reasons people choose Mosing Chiropractic. Dr. Mosing also treats symptoms of numbness and tingling, as well as those injured in auto or work accidents. Dr. Mosing uses gentle chiropractic techniques, as well as electric muscle stim and cold laser therapies. Call Dr. Mosing today at 634-0733. No spine left behind at Mosing Chiropractic.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. I'm here now with Holly Eppright. She's the Executive Director for the Sedona Main Street Program. Holly, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, big exciting event coming up for you guys with the tree lighting and the visit from Santa in Uptown Sedona.
That's right, on December 5th from 5 to 7 p.m. near the Canyon Breeze Plaza, which is at our mid-block crosswalk.
Okay, yes.
And we've already just put up the tree, getting it all ready, and that's a process that takes many, many volunteers. There was a time in 2007 when the tree, the live tree that we had used for as long as anyone can remember, was removed because it was uplifting the building. It stood next to the Chamber Visitor Center, and we kind of needed to have a stable Chamber Visitor Center. So the tree went, and we needed to find something to do. And someone loaned us a tree for a year, and then we, Sedona Main Street Program, felt it was really important to have a Christmas tree on Main Street somewhere in our uptown, and pursued donors and sponsors through the businesses in our community. And we had plenty of people who offered to help, and we were able to buy a 17-foot tree. And then in 2012, we grew it by 3 feet, and you grow it from the base up. You add around the base, so it's even bigger, and that's a little bit more expensive. But we now have a 20-foot tree thanks to the community businesses. And then when we put that tree up, and that was our commitment, the Main Street Program's commitment was that they would arrange for the setting up and dismantling of the tree every year. And in order to do that, we need many, many volunteers. So there were volunteers that represented businesses and the organizations with which we co-present this event, which is the Sedona Chamber of Commerce and the City of Sedona. And also this year, Sedona Red Rock High School Photo Club came out, and the Fire District came out, and the Rotary Club came out, and they help us fluff branches and build the frame, and up the tree goes. So. It really is a community effort to do that, and it's really fun to interact with the visitors who are passing by at the time, and they're so glad they don't have to put up that big of a tree.
Yeah, right. No, gosh, it takes a village.
Absolutely, and that's a perfect expression. It takes a village, and the whole community helps to make this happen. And then that's what makes it possible for us to have this traditional holiday event, and we've been doing this for many years. Again, the community's done it as long as anyone can remember. And that is so traditional and small town character. It really has a rural feel because we start out with the Canyon Singers, a local group who sing carols for the first half hour or so. And then the mayor lights the tree. And at the same time that our Sedona mayor Sandy Moriarty is lighting the tree, it's also going to light up the water tank thanks to the Arizona Water Company that's way up on the hill. So that's kind of fun. And then immediately following that, Santa arrives on the Sedona Historic Fire Engine number 1 with a police escort. And when he arrives, he needs help from people to get off and not be swamped by the kids. And the kids all are waiting in a Santa line. And then he spends time with each individual child, gives them plenty of time to talk about their wishes for the holiday season, the coming year, and he'll stay as long as it takes to make sure that every child's wishes are heard. So if you come, then you need to make sure to bring your camera so you can capture that special moment. And the Chamber of Commerce provides Santa treat bags for each child. And while the kids are visiting with Santa, we have local schools that come and do performances. So we'll be starting with the West Sedona Elementary School. They will play unique renditions of your holiday favorites because it is the West Sedona Elementary Wildcat Steel Drum Band. So it's really fun to hear that.
Wow, I didn't know they had one of those.
Yes, they do. And it's great to hear the holiday carols on steel drum. It's absolutely amazing. And then Jeannie Carroll's carolers from the same school will be there. They'll both be directed by Michael Steele. And then following that, the Desert Star School from Cornville will be doing caroling, and they'll be doing world and traditional music, and they'll be led by their 6th, 7th, and 8th grade teachers in collaboration. So that's all happening while the kids are visiting Santa. So everyone is entertained, and it's the young children in our community who are out there performing. Really draws quite a crowd. And then the Canyon Breeze restaurant at the plaza where we're holding this event provides free hot cocoa and cookies. So we are talking the true, in my mind, the true traditional, rural, small town feel event that I think is really a great way to kick off the holiday season.
Gosh, Holly, that sounds absolutely amazing. I had no idea you had so much packed into that evening.
Yes, yeah.
That's great.
Well, I think it's nice to keep the parents entertained, and it's nice for the children who are visiting with Santa to see other older children performing and getting that opportunity to do that in the community with a large audience. I think that just sets a whole tone for it that makes it kind of a special start to things.
True.
So, and this is part of our Holiday Central Sedona. Sedona has many events going on during the month of December, and you can visit the website holidaycentralsedona.com to find out about all the activities that are going on throughout the whole month of December.
Wow. holidaycentralsedona.com. Well, that's a good one. That's good. We've got to check that out. And tell me again, it's from 5 to 7 on Friday, December 5th.
Right. That's the designated time. Now, if there are plenty of kids who still want to listen to Santa, believe me, we're all there and we'll stay. So, yeah.
What a good Santa.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh, he's such a good guy, that Santa.
No, and he's just everywhere, and he's just so wonderful with the children.
That's wonderful. I bet that is an absolutely gorgeous sight with the tree and all the kids lined up in Santa. Imagine being a visitor to the Verde Valley and seeing that. Go, gosh, what a great place this is. And we go, yeah, we do this all the time.
Well, and that's when we get the kind of comments about the fact that we still have that small town feel and the small town character when you see things like that happening and the whole community coming together and making something special like that happen.
That's great. And you say it's been happening for as long as anyone can remember?
Right. The tree is new since 2007, and but the essential event has been going on for, well, I think I was checking about 10 years ago, and they knew it was at least 30 years that it had been happening. And it was happening at that time in front of the Chamber Visitor Center where there was the live tree.
Gee.
And so now we set up this other tree to take its place. And it had also, the tree is decorated with traditional large balls, and that's been donated by the Main Street program. But we also had some artists who donated handcrafted ornaments. There are about a dozen lighted Christmas boxes with bows on top of them that were created by Joshua Height.
Nice.
And then there are a couple of metal ornaments that were donated by Fuller Barnes. And again, these are local artists who have donated ornaments that will stand the outdoors and the test of time, and indeed they have done that.
We got to go check out this tree so that we can see this. December 5th from 5 to 7 in Uptown Sedona. You can't miss the 20-foot tree. Holly, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the work that you do with Sedona Main Street program.
My pleasure. It's a great opportunity. Thank you.
Appreciate you. And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
When the city lights fade, our lights get brighter. When your night needs life, ours comes alive. When you want to do something different, we say, come out and play. Come experience the new Mountain Springs Buffet. All you can eat starting at just $7.
Cliff Castle Casino Hotel, voted #1 casino in Arizona 15 years in a row.
At Gettles High Desert Mechanical, rather than do lots of things, we focus on doing one thing right. We serve climate-challenged people. Gettles starts with a free system evaluation to identify the best AC and heating equipment for your home or business. Professional installation, warranties, and service after the sale. If you're climate-challenged, then we're the right choice. Gettles High Desert Mechanical, the name to trust.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. I'm now here with Colleen Gilboy, who is the Christmas Parade coordinator of the 60th annual Cottonwood Christmas Parade. I cannot believe it's been 60 years.
Right?
That's insane.
I'm so excited. So, yeah, it's put on by the Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce, and we coordinate with the City of Cottonwood, and it's for everybody in the Verde Valley.
Wow. And it is truly amazing. Of course, you've all seen this. You know, where have you been if you haven't seen the Cottonwood Christmas Parade? It's the most fun, and it's huge.
Yeah, last year was 106 entries. It took us an hour and 15 minutes to get out of the fairgrounds, the last entry.
Wow.
1,000 people were walking or riding in the parade.
Wow. And some great floats. We're not just vehicles, but wonderful floats, handmade floats, and all the children doing the gymnastics and the bands. And
yeah, we now give cash prizes, and so we have a lot more floats.
Oh.
Yeah.
What are the cash prizes for?
There's the most creative, best to the theme, and so it's really awesome that people just get out and do their floats.
Right.
The kids, the adults. So this year It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh.
And
that's a good one.
It's anything.
Huh.
You really can use your imagination.
Can you give us any hints about?
I don't know what people are going to do. Oh, I have no knowledge.
They haven't told you?
Nobody has actually. I know. Nobody's put me on the inside the track this year.
Gosh, we know Santa will be there.
Santa will be there.
Of course Santa will be there. I'm sure there'll be fire trucks.
And police cars.
And lots of children and dogs.
Yes, and I think car shows and
Right.
And yeah, it's just an awesome time.
Absolutely.
And everybody is invited to participate.
Yep, plenty of room along the route for parking and for spectating.
Correct.
Some folks bring chairs, which I think is great. The kids all bring goodie bags for the candy. There's always candy being thrown everywhere. And tell me the route. Where does it start and where does it end?
It starts at the fairgrounds, comes straight down Cherry, hits Main Street, goes north, or makes a left, and you go all the way through Main Street, down past Mingus, all the way around the corner until Old Town, cross the bridge, and then leave at Pinnell. So,
Wow.
Yeah, 2.25 miles.
Really, that long? Those
is.
little kids are marching their little butts off that
You can
whole
always
day.
tell when they get pretty much to Old Town, they're like, oh, this is a long ways. But yeah, it's a great time.
Wow, that is a really, really long way. I had no idea that was so far.
You haven't walked it.
You're right. I have a pretty cushy job, I have to say, that day.
You have to sit.
Yeah,
I don't know that's a cushy job.
Well, the first year, I MC the Christmas parade, I guess MC, with Jackie Bessler, and it's the greatest gig ever, I have to say. And the first year, it was raining and snowing and raining and snowing. The next year was boiling hot. Last year was very pleasant. We'll see what this year is. You can never know.
I never know. And people are always like, well, what's the weather going to be like? Well, we'll see. That's not in my hands.
Yeah, definitely not. You never know what the weather's going to be this time of year, but you know
we
the parade will go on.
That's right. We do happen, whether it's rain or rain, snow, whatever. We still have a parade.
Very cool. And that's wonderful about the prizes awarded in the categories Judge's Choice, Best Display of Theme, Most Creative Commercial, Club or Organization, and Nonprofit or School. That's really great. Where's the judges' stand going to be?
The judges' stand is on the corner of Mingus and Main Street. We do have 5 announcers. I know. Mingus and
Main is
right there on the corner where Steve, if you've been here a long time, Steve Corey's old place, but right next to the Circle K.
Sure.
So we have that, and then we have announcers up at the corner, Cherry and Main, by Acme Pizza, down in Old Town by Olive Oil Traders, and then you guys right there in the corner of Willard and Main Street.
That's right. That's great. You got it well covered.
Well, we try, so that people know who there are.
That's true.
In the Verde Independent on Friday is the list in order, and so then people know what's happening. But we do take entries right up until we start walking out the gates. So Santa is always last. That's always what I say.
Okay.
Whatever happens, Santa will be last. In
Okay.
between there could be more.
True. He's so patient. Do you know, approximately as of this morning, I know you had a huge flood of entries this morning. What's number do you think you have at this point?
We have entered 50 entries, but we probably have 75 in the works.
Wow.
So we're a little short from last year. We had 106 last year, but I think by next Wednesday, I think we'll be over 100.
Yeah, I bet.
Because I had 2 phone calls today. I have entries. Bring them in. Get them in, please.
Gosh, especially now that there's cash prizes.
Give me the money.
I know. And you know, the parade will be rebroadcast on Verde Valley TV, the government broadcast channel there. And so you'll be able to see it over and over and over again. I don't know if you missed the part.
That's how I see the parade, because I never get to see the parade. So I always have to go and watch it on TV.
And watch.
Oh, look, there. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
But you get the best seats in the house when you do that.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Absolutely. And regardless of the weather, it's always lovely in your living room when you're watching it and you have it by broadcasting.
That's right.
That's great. Too much fun. I love it when the school kids go and they have a theme and they have their banners and you think all those kids are organized. How do they manage that? You know?
And to keep them controlled in the street. But yeah.
For over 2 miles.
Yeah.
I know. Can tell them, kids, it's the one time you can run crazy in the street. Run in the middle of the street and be encouraged for it during the Christmas parade.
Exactly.
So that's going to happen real soon. That's coming up December 6th. And it's our own version of the Macy's Day Parade, really.
That's right. That's right. So
Absolutely.
everybody's invited.
Definitely. Yep. Definitely sign up. Sign up. Bring your chairs. Load up your chairs. Back your truck. Drive down. Let's see. The parade usually starts at 11 a.m. They start rolling out.
And it's right at 11. The fire department blows the whistle, and off we go. And we start off with the color guard and the grand marshal, and it's just an awesome family time.
Yeah, absolutely. Another great family event here in the Verde Valley. It's the 60th annual Cottonwood Christmas Parade. You can't miss it. It's covering all of downtown Cottonwood and Old Town Cottonwood, so there's plenty of areas for you to park, walk in, have a seat, take your shoes off, relax, whatever. Bring all your kids, bring the dog. In fact, enter the parade. There's cash prizes. That's a wonderful thing. If they want to slide in an entry at the last minute or at this minute, what do?
They just go on the Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce website, print it off, fill it out, turn it in. If they don't have one and they get there on Saturday, I'll have them fill it out.
Oh, wow.
Write a check, and we'll put them in.
Up to the last minute.
Up to the last minute. We've had... It's not the easiest, but we make it happen.
There you go. Do yourself a favor. Go to cottonwoodchamberaz.org. Get yourself into that old-fashioned Christmas parade that's going to be happening in Cottonwood on December 6th. That's a Saturday, so mark it down. Thank you so much, Colleen, for being here and sharing the enthusiasm about the Christmas parade.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. You're welcome. And we'll be right back, so don't go away.
Headaches and back pain are 2 of the top reasons people choose Mosing Chiropractic. Dr. Mosing also treats symptoms of numbness and tingling, as well as those injured in auto or work accidents. Dr. Mosing uses gentle chiropractic techniques, as well as electric muscle stim and cold laser therapies. Call Dr. Mosing today at 634-0733. No spine left behind at Mosing Chiropractic.
When the city lights fade, our lights get brighter. When your night needs life, ours comes alive. When you want to do something different, we say, come out and play. Come experience the new Mountain Springs Buffet. All you can eat starting at just $7.
Cliff Castle Casino Hotel, voted #1 casino in Arizona 15 years in a row.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. I'm now here with Sheila Strubler. She's the park manager for Fort Verde Historic Park. And she's brought with her Barbara and David Perryman, wonderful volunteers from the fort in their beautiful period costumes. And you guys are here to talk about the Victorian Christmas celebration that's happening at Fort Verde, which is happening December 6th. And specifically, my favorite part is the Victorian ornament making. That's from 10 to 2, which is too much fun. And you've brought wonderful examples, Sheila. Thank you so much for coming so prepared.
Sure. These are called Tussie Mussies, and traditionally people may have seen the Tussie Mussies in like bridal bouquets and things like that. But the tradition would have been basically where you fill it with candy after decorating it, or nuts, as you can see on this one, so nicely decorated.
Big nut.
And then when you're all done, you'd hang it on your tree as one of the decorations.
Wow. And then Christmas morning, the kids get to
Well,
open
if
them
you
up as a
can
surprise?
open it up, yeah, if it's not glued shut, then you can. Then you can. This one's not. It's glued shut.
Oh, well, there's probably nothing edible in the bottom of that one.
It's been there for a little while.
Oh dear, yeah, not at this point. That's great.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing a workshop from 10 to 2 on December 6th, and you've brought this wonderful pattern with you, which, I don't know, looks kind of complicated to me. I don't know. But if you cut it out and fold it up so you can make your very own Tussie Mussy, which is way too fun of a Victorian craft. That's amazing that you guys thought of doing this wonderful themed event. And tell us about the decorations, because I know there's so much involved in the decorations of the fort and the homes.
Well, it basically goes for pretty much the whole month of December up until the first week in January. So we basically cut our own pinyon trees, and then we bring them in, and each of the homes will be decorated with one of the Christmas trees, kind of a German tradition. And we don't use the candles like they used to, because we don't want to burn down the fort.
Truly,
But,
at this point, it's made it this far.
so we decorate it, and then what we usually do, like last year, we had the library youth group. They came over from Camp Verde, and they decorated the tree, and it's a lot of fun to get everybody together to decorate. Then what we also do is we make our own Victorian wreaths, and we hang them on each of the doors, and then throughout the Verde Valley, some of the other parks, like Montezuma's Castle and Tuzigut and a few others, we make a wreath for them to hang up as well and to share in the decorations.
Aren't you nice?
But it's a community event, so the idea is to get everybody together. And so when we do the ornament workshop, there's no charge for people to come and make an ornament. But if they do want to go through the fort, then there still is a park fee, and of course that helps to keep the park open to the public.
Of course, and what a beautiful time to take the tour through the park, having it be decorated, and you have the wonderful volunteers,
absolutely,
such as you guys, Barbara and David, and your beautiful costumes. Tell us a little bit about the costumes you're wearing today, Barbara.
Well, I'm wearing a dress of the period that a lady would wear. It is the dress itself is of 3 pieces: a skirt and an overskirt, with a bustle, and a jacket. And actually, I don't have a blouse on or a shirt. This is called a chemisette. So it's more like a modern-day dickie. It goes around my neck and then just inside my jacket. A lady of the period always would have worn gloves outside in the summer or winter. She would have used a parasol in the summer and a hat any place she was going. David, you want to talk about your clothing?
Yes.
Well, what can I say? I have the clothing that was worn in that era was a little different than we now know nowadays. It was a man there would wear short trousers, you know. Now, for example, I have a trousers, you know, isn't that exciting? And I can continue. I have, I wear various.
Yeah, nice vest. They always had vests.
Event and so on. And I don't want to bar you with all the things that are there, but we dress for them.
Sure. You dressed much better back then than we do now.
Yes.
Your jackets and your vests. Even on a normal day, you guys dress better than most of us dress now at a fancy event.
Well, I think we do. You're very kind. And so we try for that sort of clothing. And sometimes they'll have a evening event where we will show our clothing and show our trousers and our sacks and so on, you know.
Sure.
I'll spare you those tonight.
Oh, gosh. I know that as you walk through the fort and you see the different rooms, the living rooms, the bedrooms, and the kitchen set up as they would have been in the 1800s, there are some examples of, I believe, some clothes and a bridal gown and things like that set up. But now everything is decorated for Christmas.
It will be December 6th. So we literally started taking out the boxes today and dusting off our fake fruit and a few other things, and so we're just in the stages of getting ready. But then first thing December 6th, it will be open and ready to the public. We've actually got a couple that are getting their wedding pictures taken at historic Fort Verde on the very first day of us opening our Victorian decorations. So it's pretty exciting for us.
It is. Do you guys have to pull an all-nighter to get the decorations out and done in order to have them ready?
We do what we have to do.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why we have candlelight.
Oh, yeah,
No.
there you go.
We do have candlelight
Quite
tours
hot.
too.
Yes.
Hot. Other days it's not so bad.
Yeah,
right.
that is
Depends.
true. Yeah, December 12th and 13th, there'll be candlelight tours through Fort Verde from 5 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. And that's really cool to take a candlelight tour along the historic homes on Officers Row. And of course, guided tours, obviously, with living presentations and light refreshments. Got to have the refreshments. That's awesome.
Hot chocolate and cookies.
There you go. See, they had those in the 1800s.
There you go.
So it's all period correct all the time. So,
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I love the Victorians decorating with fruit.
Yeah.
Nobody decorates with fruit anymore.
And they used to coat it with sugar.
Sugar. It's so pretty.
Yeah, it's very
Oh,
pretty.
I
yeah.
know. I know. Of course, and of course they probably ate it afterwards. At least I hope.
Can't blame them.
Yeah, I wouldn't want all that good fruit to go to waste. And
Yeah.
fruit's expensive nowadays.
Yeah.
You can't decorate with pears. It
Yep.
costs you a fortune.
Yep.
But you guys do everything by hand, which is amazing. I can't imagine making a wreath by hand. And the trees are real.
Yes.
All the garlands are real. There's
Yeah.
nothing plastic there. It is, well, maybe some fruit.
Yeah.
Because as we say, the price of pears. But
Yeah.
but the fact that you guys are cutting the trees down yourself, you've got the permits for that, and you get out
sure
and you cut the
do.
trees. And then to shave them down to make a wreath is no small feat.
No, we kind of have a system, and I guess after 11 years of making wreaths and doing that,
Yeah.
it's we've got some great volunteers. Again, you know, not only doing the living history presentations, but volunteer goes out with us to cut our trees, and volunteers helping to decorate the homes and everything. And we wouldn't be able to do it without our volunteers.
Right, yes. Thank
Yeah.
you to all the volunteers. Appreciate all the work you guys are doing there at the fort. So you can check them out. You guys, if you go to, what is it, ArizonaStateParks.com, all the information that you need and the schedule and everything. But December 6th is the Victorian Christmas at Fort Verde. You're going to have your Victorian ornament making workshop from 10 to 2. And then December 12th and 13th, 5 to 8:30, you're going to have the candlelight tours throughout the historic fort. It's absolutely gorgeous. You have to go. You're going to want to be there and see that. Sheila, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Barbara, David, really appreciate you guys being here. Merry Christmas.
Thank
I guess
you.
you can say that now. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you
you.
guys so
Thank
much.
you so much.
And we'll be right back with more Verde Valley Experience, so don't go away.
When the city lights fade, our lights get brighter. When your night needs life, ours comes alive. When you want to do something different, we say, come out and play. Come experience the new Mountain Springs Buffet. All you can eat starting at just $7.
Cliff Castle Casino Hotel, voted #1 casino in Arizona 15 years in a row.
At Gettles High Desert Mechanical, rather than do lots of things, we focus on doing one thing right. We serve climate-challenged people. Gettles starts with a free system evaluation to identify the best AC and heating equipment for your home or business. Professional installation, warranties, and service after the sale. If you're climate challenged, then we're the right choice. Gettles High Desert Mechanical, the name to trust.
I say let's do this. After you, brother. Sure, why don't we just go get some money out of the bank right now?
Thanks being wrong.
You're kidding.
You heard it, thanks being robbed. Get up against the wall and put your hands up.
Just
right now.
Does everybody just do what they say? Just do what they say.
Get over here, I got
Do what they say.
hands on the wall.
Come on, get on the table. Act like you're writing out a withdrawal slip. Put my name on it. Earl Nelson.
You're doing good.
Act natural. Nobody will get hurt. Anybody makes any funny moves, I'm gonna blow you in half.
And welcome welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We're here now in downtown Clarkdale. I'm standing with Mr. Bill Cowan, who is the chairman of the Clarkdale bank robbery reenactment. And that was what happened in 1928 on June 21st, just shortly before 11. Two armed men entered the Bank of Arizona here on the main street in Clarkdale and robbed it and got away with, well, we haven't quite figured that one out yet, have we, Bill?
Well, we're working on it. Yeah, close to $40,000.
Close to $40,000. Whew,
the payroll for the Clarkdale smelter, the United Verde smelter that was here in Clarkdale. And interestingly, back then they paid them in cash. You got a pay envelope, and so there was quite an amount of money in the vault. Sure. And these guys came down the street. Walked into the Clarkdale Bank of Arizona and proceeded to rob the place of what was at the time the largest bank robbery in Yavapai County history.
Really?
Yeah, 1928.
Wow, that does make it historically important for sure.
Yeah, it wasn't the first bank robbery, but it was the biggest bank robbery, and the Clarkdale Bank of Arizona was one of 4 branches of the Bank of Arizona. The main office was in Prescott. There was also a branch in Flagstaff, Williams, and in Clarkdale. So the big business centers in northern Arizona back then. This was before interstate banking, so small regional bank.
And the two fellows who robbed it, now this wasn't their first bank robbery, so to speak. One of them particularly was quite adept at robbing banks.
Yeah, he had robbed banks before with the Kimes gang and had actually served time in both Oklahoma and in Nebraska before, but the Kimes had been apprehended up in Grand Canyon, and so the Kimes were out of the picture. So he enlisted his brother, Willard Forrester, and the two of them drove up in front of the bank, and very nervously and unfortuitously, because they came across James Franklin Roberts, who was one of the greatest lawmen in the history of the state of Arizona, and at 70 years old stepped off the curb and shot Willard Forrester, who was driving the getaway car, right through the back of the head.
Wow.
Just amazing.
Amazing. And you guys do an amazing job of reenacting this historical event. You've got all kinds of amazing actors, even the right period of car, which amazes me.
Right, yeah. Well, to give you a little background on the history of the reenactment, Cindy Emmett, who is the president of the Clarkdale Heritage Museum, approached me one day and she said, "Hey, Bill Cowan, what do you think is the most colorful and important thing that ever happened in Clarkdale?" Now, Clarkdale is America's first planned community, was the brainchild of William Andrews Clark, one of the 6 richest men in the United States.
Wow.
Built this sort of utopian community in 1912, 1915. She said, "What do you think is the most important thing that ever happened in Clarkdale?" I said, "The shootout on the street between James Franklin Roberts and Earl Nelson and Willard Forrester has got to be, hands down, the most colorful aspect." And she said, "Well, maybe we could have a reenactment in conjunction with the home tour." This was after their first home tour. So I did what I could to support it, and it began with Blue Rose Theater from Charlotte Hall coming over and doing it. But 2 years ago, Cindy came up to me and said, "We don't have a chairman for this, and it's about to die." And I said, "Well, I will chair it, but the one thing I want you to understand is that I would like to have people from the Verde. I would like to have locals participate in this rather than have people coming over from Prescott." And it's amazing. Bill Regner, one of the city councilmen, plays the part of David O. Saunders, the bank manager. Don Roberts from the Gold King Mine drives his 1928 Dodge down here and robs the bank.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's perfect for that part.
And Randy Loftus, motorcycle guy from Cottonwood, comes up and plays the part of Earl Nelson. And people from Clarkdale are stepping up to the point where this event is becoming totally part of the Verde Valley, and particularly Clarkdale.
Right.
It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to see one of the most dramatic gunfights in all of northern Arizona. You know, if you think about the OK Corral or the gunfight with the Blevins brothers over in Holbrook, this gunfight is every bit as colorful as that.
Absolutely, and done extremely well. And again, that's in conjunction with the Clarkdale Historic Home and Building Tours, which is going to be done on December 13th.
Yes.
And on December 13th, you'll be doing 3 different shows of the reenactment.
Correct, at 10:30, 12:30, and 2:30. That's free. Should you care to come along, the Clarkdale Historical Society has vans, and for $20, $5 for youth 12 and under, they'll take you around to 4 different historic buildings here in Clarkdale.
Wow.
And a great event down here at the Clarkdale Clubhouse. It's a great day to come to Clarkdale on the 13th of December.
Absolutely. Sounds like you can spend the whole day enjoying the beautiful history of Clarkdale. The buildings, as you were saying, are all original, and the architecture is so beautiful. Definitely worth coming to Clarkdale December 13th for the Historic Home and Building Tour, and make sure you catch one of the 3 shows that day of the historic bank robbery reenactment. That's just too cool. I love the costumes and the cars, and just you guys do such a great job. You can catch it on YouTube if you look up the Clarkdale bank robbery 1928. There's lots of good footage of you guys doing that.
Yeah, well, and I don't think that we can close this interview without crediting cameraman Ryan Nichols, who actually has done more research. We keep coming up with more tidbits on these, on both Roberts and Nelson. Found amazing information, and diplomatically has reached out and brought together a network of people who are interested in the history of this event.
That's great. And thank you for your unquenchable thirst for historical knowledge, Bill. We appreciate that. Bill Cowan, everyone. And don't go away, because we've got lots more Verde Valley Experience coming up.
What the? Please! Get a doctor! Please, please.
Headaches and back pain are 2 of the top reasons people choose Mosing Chiropractic. Dr. Mosing also treats symptoms of numbness and tingling, as well as those injured in auto or work accidents. Dr. Mosing uses gentle chiropractic techniques, as well as electric muscle stim and cold laser therapies. Call Dr. Mosing today at 634-0733. No spine left behind at Mosing Chiropractic.
When the city lights fade, our lights get brighter. When your night needs life, ours comes alive. When you want to do something different, we say, come out and play. Come experience the new Mountain Springs Buffet. All you can eat starting at just $7.
Cliff Castle Casino Hotel, voted #1 casino in Arizona 15 years in a row.
Knew it'd come to this day we have. The sadness sometimes only understanding has. When we find the truth behind the lies of why we complicate it all under the guise of making more of our lives. Under the guise of making more of our lives. Some words on a page contain some distant thoughts. When these words reached me, still thinking them, you're not, 'cause you're long gone. On to the next love song, so Melody Jane. And let's skip right to the refrain. Well, I ain't gonna lose no more salt over you. No, no, I ain't gonna lose no more salt over you. And through the rhymes I've learned to read the lines. Your message of intent, you just expected me to find about those thoughts in between, things you'd only half mean. Now I read you so clear, like the feeling of flight from a vivid dream. Like the feeling of flight from a vivid dream. And try again I may, try I might, turn this engine on this cold winter night. 'Cause out there on the road, memories of you unfold. And there it's safe to feel it was real, not all but a dream, but something so near. Not all but a dream, but something so near. Now you're right, I'm sorry for the vows easily broke. Blame it on youthful innocence, two lovers in a cloud of smoke. But my love was true, the cornerstone of real, and I thought it enough to save the deal. You know, but love just sometimes ain't enough. Say, love just sometimes ain't enough. 'Cause you're long gone. On to the next love song, so Melody Jane. Let's skip right to the refrain. Oh, you know I ain't gonna lose, oh, no more salt over you. Say no, I ain't gonna lose, well, no more salt over you. Say no, I ain't gonna lose, oh, no more salt gonna be over you. No, I ain't gonna lose, well, no more salt over you.
Wow.
Something like that.
That was awesome. Christopher
thank you.
Robin, everyone, with his little brother, Trevor Taylor. Not very little, though, I have to say. I think he's tall.
Which is why I have to always put the little brother in.
Yes, of course. Oh, my brother's the same. He's really, really tall. That, I love, my new favorite song.
Oh, right
I
on.
loved that. Tell me
thank
when you
you.
wrote that.
So it was in 2004.
Mhm.
And I was just started working with Jesse Coulter, Waylon Jennings' widow, and I had a meeting, and I went into the Waylon and Jesse office, and the woman Nikki, good friend, who was running the office, said, "You got some time? Why don't you take one of Waylon's guitars and go up to the office and go work on your song."
Wow.
And so, and I had been struggling with the song, and so I got in his big high-back leather chair and had his guitar, and I'm sitting at his big desk and pull out one of the top front drawers, and there's Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson and Hank Jr.'s phone numbers all written in pencil on the bottom of the drawer.
Wow.
Which apparently they had changed their numbers by the time I tried them. But
oh, because you called them all.
well, I mean, you gotta try.
and said, "All right, buddy, just help me with this one." And half an hour later, the song was done.
Fantastic song. Wonderful lyrics. I love it. And very, very pertinent. One of the reasons I really wanted to have you on the show is because I have to let everybody know that the Verde Valley's favorite rock star is leaving the Verde Valley.
Yes,
I know.
sad.
Get the tissues out. Moving on to the next love song, as you put it. Please tell us what you're going to be doing.
I'm going to be heading out to LA. And, you know, in 2009, I started really getting into writing for TV, film, commercials.
Wow.
Like my music's on over 130 episodes of American Pickers and like the Discovery Channel. And it's been on The Voice for 2.5 years now.
Wow.
But you know, being here in the Verde Valley and working at Main Stage and with our wonderful crew over there, I just haven't been around the industry. And as I've seen my royalty checks start to, you know, dwindle, I realized that, you know, my original goal was, you know, that I was going to be here and help start Main Stage.
Right. And you've done a wonderful job with Main Stage.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have an amazing team, you know, from Becca and her mom and dad, Don and Eileen, and Brandon Decker as our booking agent. And but, you know, I promised a year of life and career, and it's been almost 3.
Yeah.
So it's just, I'll always be back. It's definitely home here.
Well, good.
So,
You'll visit us often. You'll write. You'll send postcards.
And I'll just get to be able to play on my, you know, stage all the time.
Yeah, which is great. And speaking of playing on the stage, you got to tell everybody about your big party.
Yeah, we're doing a farewell to the Dirty Verde show, a full Christopher Robin band. I think Brandon Decker is going to be opening up. PK Gregory will be doing some stuff, and that'll be December 12th.
December 12th at Main Stage, of course.
At Main Stage.
What time is that due to start?
Music will start at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, yeah. So
Might
get the
even start
babysitter now.
Yeah, exactly.
Clear your schedule. You need to be there December 12th at Main Stage so you can wish Christopher Robin goodbye and good luck and all that stuff. Well, I'm proud of you for taking the lead on your own life and getting out there and getting it done. And I have no doubt that you'll be an amazing success like you've been here. That's really cool. And that's wonderful. Trevor, you've been able to come celebrate the last couple of weeks?
Oh, got it. Yeah. I mean, I love coming down here.
That's
and
great.
I got to see Main Stage, you know, before they really started doing anything to it, and to come back and hang out with my brother and see everything that, you know, that everyone has done. It's been a blast.
Yeah. And you guys have been playing together forever.
Yeah, we're 10 years apart. And so when Trevor graduated college in 2004, 5, I put his college education to good use and took him out on the road with me with the band. And
that's great.
Every parent wants.
Absolutely. But look, he's a wholesome, healthy young man. So it obviously was the right choice.
It turned out okay.
That's great. So you're going to be hanging out for a while and playing with Christopher?
Well, until Monday, but then we're always back. You can't get rid of each other.
Yeah, sure, family. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, tell us about the next song you're going to play.
What is the next song we're going to play? Oh,
Down the Road.
Down the Road. We figured this was kind of fitting. This is one from my latest album, and it's called Down the Road. So basically, you know,
it's very pertinent.
Moving down the road. And
another pertinent song.
Seeing you next time around.
Now check out ChristopherRobinBand.com. That's going to have all the updates on it. That's the major website. Beautiful website. Lots of great pictures. Lots of great info. Of course, Facebook. Christopher Robin Band on Facebook. You guys can keep in touch with him that way. But best wishes on down the road.
I appreciate you having us.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And thank you guys very much for watching the Verde Valley Experience. I'll see you next time.
Getting closer to my home. I'm born to be a bachelor, so I'll roam. You know, well, all the world's a stage here, So get ready for the show and buckle your big black boots, baby, 'cause it's bound to blow. And I'll meet you down the road. Yes, I'll meet you down the road. Oh, again, oh, again. Well, if I never listened to my heart, well, sure as the sun sets, I'd just to fall apart. And advice will always be given, but it's still just talk. 'Cause we all remember what we need to when it's time to walk. And I'll meet you down the road. Yes, I'll meet you down the road. Oh, again, oh, again. Well, enough alone with miles of wires in the telephone and leave. Well, enough alone. You know, I'd rock in your boat, so don't talk in that tone and leave. Well, enough alone. Well, it's clear you don't see just how much I've grown and leave. Oh, well, enough alone, and I'll meet you down the road. Yes, I'll meet you down the road. Yes, I'll meet you down the. I'm gonna meet you, baby. Now I'm gonna meet you down the road. Now, and I'll meet you down the. I'm gonna meet you, baby. Now I'm gonna meet you down the road. Now I'll meet you down